In the beginning, there was Eru, the creator, who in the world of Arda was called Ilúvatar, bringing forth the timeless halls and great void, before forming living beings known as the Ainur, kindled by the flame imperishable. Melkor, greatest of the Ainur, was granted vast power and knowledge, while also sharing in all the gifts of his brethren. Yet his unique abilities also made him stand apart from the others, becoming more impatient and ambitious, desiring that other life forms be created to fill the emptiness of the void. His desires even led him to journey away from the timeless halls, searching for the flame imperishable, so that he too could have the power to create new life forms. Yet in spending so much time alone, he became more independent, with his thoughts growing further apart from the others. Eru then taught the Ainur to sing, and when they were ready, sat back and hearkened as they performed the Ainulindale, pleased that through them great beauty had been wakened into song. However, the perfect harmony of the music was soon interrupted by Melkor, who began twisting the notes to sing in his own manner that conflicted with the others. Yet as his voice grew more prominent, some of the other Ainur abandoned the original theme and joined in his harmony. For a time, Eru listened to this war of sound, until his very throne was a raging storm, and so introduced a second theme more powerful than the first. But the war continued as Melkor's music rose in uproar, becoming so dominant many of the Ainur were dismayed and stopped their singing. Eru then made a third theme, deep, wide, and beautiful, but slow and blended with an immeasurable sorrow, while Melkor's music was aggressive, loud, and endlessly repetitive. However, the greatest of the Ainur continued to challenge each new theme, until the creator struck one final chord as piercing as the light of the eye of Ilúvatar to end the battle and leave the timeless halls in silence. Melkor was scolded for bringing such discord into the notes, and was told that all actions, even those thought different and unique, had their foundation in Eru and only served to contribute to his plan. Upon hearing the rebuke, Melkor was filled with shame, but also deep anger, which he hid away. Then the creator left them, traveling into the void, and so the Ainur followed, until he revealed what their music had created, showing them the vision of Arda, seeing the lands of Middle-earth and Aman, as well as new life forms, known as the children of Ilúvatar. He then showed them how each of the Ainur created elements of the vision, including the discord of Melkor. When the vision ended, the Ainur were astounded and wanted it to be made real, and so Eru responded to their pleas, and formed Ea, inviting them to enter this new realm on the condition that they could not return to the timeless halls until all the events of this universe had completed. Many of them agreed and departed for Ea, where the strongest became the Valar and the lesser became the Maiar, working together to form Arda, a world of land and seas, in order to bring life to the vision they had seen. These Ainur followed Manwë, king of the Valar, the most powerful of their kind, save for his brother Melkor, who also entered Ea, desiring mastery of the world and lordship over the children of Ilúvatar. The Valar created a flat world with a perfectly symmetrical continent surrounded by ocean. However, soon Melkor went on a rampage, disrupting their work and waging the First War. Though the powerful Dark Lord was winning the struggle, he was ultimately defeated when Tulkas the Strong became the last Ainur to descend from the timeless halls, joining the Valar to crush their enemy. However, the war had marred the original design of the Valar, who chose to make their home on the island of Almarin in the center of the continent. To bring light to the world, the Valar built the two great lamps, placing Iluin in the north and Ormal in the south, bringing about the spring of Arda, when plant and animal life flourished all over the world. But eventually, Melkor returned in secret and traveled north, where he built the fortress of Utumno, the base from which he would once again wage war against the Valar. Some of the Maiar then turned against the others and joined the Dark Lord, including Sauron and those that came to be known as the Balrogs. Sauron was originally named Mairon, meaning the admirable, and served under Aule the smith, becoming a greatly skilled craftsman. Yet his love of order and perfection soon consumed him, causing him to embrace Melkor, becoming a spy for the Dark Lord, before leaving the Valar and joining his new master. Melkor and his minions then attacked, sending a blight to poison the land, and shattered the two lamps, plunging the world into darkness. The assault was so devastating, it shattered the continent, making three distinct areas, with Aman to the west, Middle-earth at the center, and what came to be known as the Land of the Sun in the east. Almaren, the home of the Valar, was destroyed, and so they went west and founded Valinor, where they planted the two trees, Telperion and Laurelin, bringing light to Aman, allowing for plant and animal life to once again flourish. During these years, Middle-earth remained in darkness, ruled over by Melkor, who based himself in Utumno, though he also built Angband as a second fortress in the west to keep watch against invasion, choosing Sauron to defend it in his name. Meanwhile, the Valar built up Valinor, with each of them working in accordance to their gifts bestowed by Ilúvatar. There was Manwë, Lord of the Wind, and King of the Valar, who made his home at the summit of Taniquetil, the highest mountain in the world, and used eagles as scouts to watch over Middle-earth. His wife was Varda, the Star Queen, who brought light into the world, first with the two lamps, then the two trees, and eventually the stars, sun, and moon. There was Ulmo, king of the sea, one of the chief architects of Arda, who lived in the underwater palace of Ulmanon. Aule the smith, also called the Maker, was a powerful Valar who delighted in crafting great material works. In his impatience for the coming of new life forms, he created the Dwarven race, but was forced to put them to sleep by command of the Creator until the children of Ilúvatar had awoken. Aule's wife was Yavanna, the giver of fruits, who created the world's plant and animal life. After her husband created the dwarves, she approached Manwë with her concerns that the children might destroy her great works, and so it was decided that tall, tree-like beings known as Ents would serve as shepherds of the forest, protecting Yavanna's creations. There was Orome, the great hunter and lord of forests, who had his own woodlands in Valinor, but also roamed the lands of Middle-earth. His wife, Vanna, the Ever-Young, was the younger sister of Yavanna and a lover of all things that grow. Flowers bloomed in her presence, and it was her love for the golden tree Laurelin that preserved some of its light and aided in the creation of the sun. Namo, also known as Mandos, was the judge of the dead, ruling over the halls of Mandos, where the spirits of the deceased would dwell while they awaited their ultimate fate. His wife, Vaire, was called the Weaver, and made the tapestry of life, weaving the story of the world onto the walls of the halls of Mandos. Irmo, also known as Lorien, master of dreams and illusions, was the brother of Mandos, and together were known as the Feanturi, the masters of spirits. His wife was Este, the Valar of rest and healer of hurts, who watched over the wellness of all creatures. Then there was Tulkas, champion of the Valar, the most warlike of them all, who forever remained the bitterest of enemies to the Dark Lord. His wife was Nessa, the dancer, sister of Orome, who was known for her incredible speed and love of swift creatures such as deer. Then lastly, there was Nienna, the Lady of Mercy, sister of Mandos and Lorien, who felt great sadness and pity for the tragedies of the world. The greatest of her pupils would one day become the wizard Gandalf, whose love and empathy for the races of Middle-earth led him to lead the fight against Sauron in the Third Age. Love audiobooks? Then be sure to check out Audible, where they have the world's largest collection available. Simply sign up through the link in the description box below and get 2 free audiobooks to start out. A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Sir Cotton, Barian the Soft Bastard Beesbury, Mebble, and Tormus Woods Whisper. If you would like to help CivilizationEx, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.